Fond greetings. This video from SFRC's Learning Management System mentors the learners on accounting for reconstruction of companies. I am Grahalakshmi, Assistant Professor of Commerce working in the Standard 5 Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivagasi. Watching this video, the learners would be able to acquire knowledge on the basic concepts of reconstruction of companies, understand the accounting principles for computing purchase consideration as per Accounting Standard 14 and calculate purchase consideration using net asset method. Reconstruction of companies. Reconstruction of companies may take the form of amalgamation, absorption, external reconstruction or internal reconstruction. Internal reconstruction being a substantially distinct topic, this video concentrates on the other three forms of reconstruction, namely amalgamation, absorption and external reconstruction. Amalgamation is the merger of two or more companies into a new company by combining the assets and liabilities of both entities into one. In the process of amalgamation, two or more companies merge to become one and thus two balance sheets are combined to one. In amalgamation, vendor companies, also known as transferor companies, are those companies which get liquidated, that is, which are amalgamated and wound up. These vendor companies lose their core identity and do not survive after amalgamation, while purchasing company, also known as transferee company, survives and sustains. As given in the example, Hero Honda was an amalgamation of Hero Group of India and Honda of Japan. In this example, Hero Group and Honda are vendor companies because they lost their identity, and Hero Honda, being the purchasing company, sustained from 1984 to 2010. In the same way, Maruti Udyog Limited, operating in India, and Suzuki, based in Japan, amalgamated to form a new company called Maruti Suzuki India Limited in the year 1983. Here, Maruti Udyog Limited and Suzuki lost their identity in India, being the vendor companies, and Maruti Suzuki India Limited sustains. On the other hand, absorption is the process in which one large and powerful company takes control over one or more comparatively weaker companies doing similar business. Thus, absorption refers to takeover. Here, the vendor company, also known as transferor company, gets liquidated, that is, it's being acquired and wound up, and thus the vendor company loses its identity and does not survive. Whereas the purchasing company, also known as transferee company, which absorbs the sick company, sustains. Now, examples for absorption in India. UK-based Vodafone acquired Hong Kong-based Hutchison Telecommunication Limited in the year 2007. Here, Hutch, being the vendor company, lost its identity in India and Vodafone survives. In the similar way, SBI had acquired two of its associate banks in the year 2008 and absorbed the other 5 associate banks in the year 2016. Now, external reconstruction. In external reconstruction, an existing sick company facing financial crisis with its huge losses gets liquidated but reconstructs itself as a new company to take over its own business. An existing company goes into liquidation by transferring its assets and liabilities to their newly formed company, which is generally owned and named alike. Here, the sick company, being the vendor company, loses its core identity and does not survive, whereas the transferee company, that is the new company, sustains. Understanding the basic concepts of reconstruction, now we focus on the accounting methodology for reconstruction. Though the nature of reconstruction differs, accounting treatment for all the forms of reconstruction, namely amalgamation, absorption and external reconstruction, are same. Now, the accounting methodology. The first step is calculation of purchase consideration. The second step is preparation of opening journal entries in the books of purchasing company. And the third step would be preparation of balance sheet in the books of purchasing company. And the last step is to pass closing journal entries in the books of vendor company. In this video, our emphasis is on computation of purchase consideration. Purchase consideration. Purchase consideration is the agreed amount which the purchasing company pays to the vendor company for taking over the assets and liabilities of vendor company. Purchase consideration may be in the form of cash, shares, or any other assets as agreed between both the companies. One of the following three methods could be followed to compute purchase consideration. Number 1, lump sum method. Here, the extracts from the books of accounts of purchasing company and vendor company give the purchase consideration. So, there is no need to calculate the purchase consideration. Next, net payment method. Under net payment method, purchase consideration would be the sum of quantum of payment agreed to be paid by the purchasing company in shares, quantum of payment agreed to be paid by the purchasing company in cash, and the quantum of payment agreed to be paid by the purchasing company in other assets. Third one is net asset method. Under net asset method, purchase consideration would be computed by deducting the sum of liabilities excluding shareholders' funds from the sum of assets excluding fictitious assets. Now, we are going to compute purchase consideration in the following case of amalgamation. Small company limited and tiny company limited, whose businesses are of similar nature, decided to amalgamate, and a new company called Big Company Limited is formed to take over their assets and liabilities. The following are their balance sheets. In this case of amalgamation, we can clearly understand that small company and tiny company are vendor companies as they get amalgamated and liquidated, and big company is the purchasing company. And we are asked to compute purchase consideration. What is purchase consideration? Purchase consideration is the agreed amount to be settled by the big company to small company and tiny company for purchasing their businesses. As we have already discussed and learned, there are three methods for calculating purchase consideration. Let us see the possibilities of the application of these methods in this case of amalgamation. Purchase consideration is not given in the problem, so it cannot be termed as lump sum method. The quantum of settlement of purchase consideration in each mode, that is in shares, in cash, and in other assets, is not given in the problem. Therefore, net payment method could not be followed. But we are given with the complete list of assets and liabilities in the form of balance sheet. So we can compute purchase consideration using net asset method. Under net asset method, purchase consideration is equal to the sum of assets excluding fictitious assets minus the sum of liabilities excluding shareholders' funds. Fictitious assets. What are fictitious assets? Fictitious assets are fake assets. Actually, they are not assets at all. They are expenses. Yes, expenses appear under assets in the balance sheet because these expenses render their benefits not only for the particular year in which they occur, but they benefit the company over the next few years also. Examples for such expenses are promotional expenses, that is advertisement expenses of the business made in lump sum, preliminary expenses incurred at the commencement of business, and underwriting commission on issue of shares and debentures. These expenses are shown under assets in the balance sheet, and the amount in proportion to the number of years the expense would yield benefits would be written off every year out of profits until they are completely written off. Yes, these are fictitious assets. And then what are shareholders' funds? Funds that belong to the shareholders are called shareholders' funds. Examples are share capital, general reserve, capital reserve, credit balance of profit and loss account, share premium, foreign project reserve, and workmen compensation fund. Now, coming back to the problem, have a close look at the list of assets. Pick out and exclude only fictitious assets. Goodwill is an intangible asset. Freehold premises and plant and machinery are tangible fixed assets. Yes. Preliminary expenses and underwriting commission are fictitious assets. Then stock, debtors and cash are current assets. So we have to add all the assets excluding preliminary expenses and underwriting commission, which are fictitious assets. Now, check the liabilities side. pick out and exclude only shareholders' funds. Shareholders' funds under liabilities in this case of amalgamation are share capital, reserves, capital reserve, foreign project reserve and workman compensation fund. Workman compensation fund is the fund which is being maintained by the shareholders for meeting the unexpected medical expenses of the employees. So, workman compensation fund is also a shareholder fund. And then workman savings account. With regard to workman savings account, they are deposits made by workmen with the company. So, we have to sum up workman savings account, debentures and creditors, excluding the shareholders' funds. So, we are adding all the assets excluding fictitious assets, which comes to rupees 5,75,000 for small company and rupees 4,04,500 for tiny company. And then we are adding all the liabilities excluding shareholders' funds, which stands at rupees 89,000 for small company and rupees 49,000 for tiny company. So, assets taken over minus liabilities taken over is the amount to be settled, that is the purchase consideration. So, in this case of amalgamation, the purchase consideration to be settled by big company to small company is rupees 4,86,000 and the purchase consideration to be settled by big company to tiny company is rupees 3,55,500. To brush up again, amalgamation. Two companies are there, they amalgamate and a new company is formed. Absorption. There are two companies, one powerful company and one weak company. Then powerful company acquires the weak company. After acquisition, it absorbs the weak company within. External reconstruction. A company is facing huge loss and it restructures itself into a new company. And purchase consideration is equal to the sum of assets excluding fictitious assets minus the sum of liabilities excluding shareholders' funds. Hope the session will be helpful to you. Wishing you all success. Thank you.